program is brought to you by FanDuel, where we give sports fans the chance to win every day.
Don't look now, Mom, but the Pelicans are getting smoked.
First took away. Yes, with this. Get your money's worth now.
Mom, the meatloaf now. Hey, guys, what's up? What's up? What's up? You already? Oh, that Ross, that two-lane, that's smooth right there, brother.
I'd see Ross shit. You want to talk about? Look, you want to talk about throwing in the season, throwing in the towel early on in the season. Lito, you did that. Ross just literally just never stopped. He just didn't show up. The guy didn't show up to work. You didn't show up to work, but you're here. Last game of the year.
I did the same thing the team did. I mean, to be fair, these last 10 games,
he's here when it counts, though.
Yeah, I've been watching Pelicans basketball. Hey, Lito, before we get into your intro and everything, where you asked how we're doing, make sure you smash the like button. FanDuel. Make sure you check out FanDuel. They're 2025-2026 NBA Western Conference winner. OKC is minus 145. The Spurs are plus 300. Denver Nuggets plus 600. The Rockets are plus 2,500. Timberwolves plus 3,000. The Clippers are plus 17,500. I like that Nuggets line at plus 600. Just saying, if you do bet, go through FanDuel. Go ahead, Lito.
Man, speaking of Nuggets, I think Jokic is about to lead the NBA in rebounds and assists, and I think he's the first player in NBA history to do so. Shout out to him. Yeah, man. Yo, listen, we made it, guys. We made it. We made it to the last game of this nightmarish, hellholish debauchery, just a conundrum of salty tears. I don't know how we did all of these games. I don't know how many games we did. Salute to us for doing any of them. To be honest,
mean like salute.
Yeah,
were you foreshadowing there?
No, I'm not. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not what I wanted to do, but shout out to Darvin if he gets the job, because that's probably what's gonna happen. But yeah, man, I just want to say before we get my dog in the building, the mile market himself, Hammond, America's home.
Keep going.
Yeah. Hey, I could.
Nothing right there. Keep going. Just okay. Just nothing.
I don't pause,
bro. Dang, bro.
Well, no, it's you don't. Never mind.
That's
Chrissy's already started.
That's already started. That's unmature. You need to mature yourself.
That was kind of crazy too. Yeah.
Chris, what's up, bro? How you doing?
I'm all right. What you did, bro?
I'm just not. I'm not with the pause gang, bro. I don't really pause nothing. So.
Oh, you retired?
It's been about 2-3 years, bro. As Russ.
Yeah.
Damn. You see, wait, time out.
See, what had happened was
I'll
pay me my money.
I'll pay you your money. I'll pay you your money. Because I'm a man of integrity.
I think it was a dinner. I think is what it was.
It was a dinner.
I think it was a steak.
Where you going, Ross?
I think it's bullshit. Though.
Oh man,
I think it's bullshit. There's an asterisk.
Ross, talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Where you gonna eat?
Explain to me why. This is good. Explain to me why you think it's fraudulent.
Because we should have put in, and this is my fault, and you live and learn. I should have put in the contract that we signed that that they start punting games, that this bet is null and void, and they started punting the game. They started punting the games. If we got Grub here, we got 6
seasons. You bet on a team that's punted 2 seasons.
Justin, I can't believe you, Justin. What's up, Grub? I can't believe you, Justin.
They should have gotten 28 wins.
Hey,
I will say this though. I think they won 13 games and they got the 8th worst or the 8th best odds
Justin, you just did some police ass shit. You just brought up contracts and Justin, you're looking like Gucci Man right now, Justin.
Do you think he gets that reference?
No, I have to straight up. What the fuck is that? What?
No, he don't know what I'm talking about.
I'll tell you no, I don't get it.
We fucking
go ahead, Leo.
yeah, man, we made it to the last game of the season, guys. Salute to each and every one of y'all. Grub has been pod nonstop about this sick ass team. You know what I'm saying, on his show. You know, Chris Five, me, Ross, and Justin, we've been, on this show just trying to pull it together. But man, most importantly, shout out to everybody who's been watching, commenting, you know what I'm saying, leaving comments, whether you love us or you hate us. I really appreciate when y'all say y'all hate us. Like it just makes the pods better. So shout out to y'all for even, paying attention, tapping in. And Justin, I'm gonna let you have the floor in a second, but everybody who you asked to come on the show, I really hope they take you up on that.
I did tag some people on Twitter today. So if you are in the comment section, we're gonna have a line tonight we're gonna open up the lines and let y'all talk in the last part of the show. But especially those guys called out on Twitter. Because there's just I've learned there's just some mean people out there. I mean, fuck me, and you got that, and then I'm a pussy, and a grown ass man.
The worst scratching out of derogatory word I've ever seen in my life.
This is bothering me daily. We're talking basketball. There's just some mean people out there.
Not just in redaction.
Justin, what they say to you again? What they say?
Yeah. So, for our audio listeners, from Real Gangsta Money Sign, bro, I've been told y'all to say fuck Pro Pels talk. He's bad for the culture. He's a person that pushed narrative. He confused y'all to make it seem like it's all Zion, like how he did BI. When will y'all realize that's how he is? He's going to do that to every player on the Pels.
You hypnotizing people?
I'm Kobe.
Damn.
The thing is, every time the Pelicans lose, you pussy all the blame on him, which is funny. Every time the team as a whole does bad, you blame only Zion. Back to Real Gangsta Money Sign. Mind you, these grown ass men. Yeah, mind you, these grown ass men that cry about Zion every fucking game. When Zion do good, they say nothing not true about him and give credit to other players, but when they lose, it's all on Zion.
He tagged him, Justin.
Yeah, he did. At Zion Williamson, one time, please talk to these crying grown men.
Wow.
They want your attention badly.
Wow, we want our attention. Wow.
You would think Zion played today. Holy, get off his.
Somebody told me that I should play Zion one-on-one because I was saying he was so trash. It's in my comments under one of my episodes. And it was like, you need to just go ahead and play him one-on-one if you don't like him so much.
Well, what does that solve? What will that solve?
That's supposed to beat me. Like,
if David Grubb beats Zion Williamson in a one-on-one conversation or one-on-one basketball game, we got bigger problems.
He deserved a contract.
Can we talk about some news, Leo?
I mean, I guess with this in?
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
I think tomorrow's important. I want to hear your thoughts first.
Why you say that? Tomorrow, what time?
We'll y'all want to do 8 and just do breakdown of pressers? 8 o'clock.
8.
Yeah, we're gonna be live tomorrow and Tuesday. But once again, Mike Scotto coming out today saying what we've been hearing the last week and a half, right? Jacques Vaughn, James Borrego, Darvin Ham, but he then mentioned Kevin Ollie. So I don't, Leo, let's hear your thoughts first, then we'll kind of go around the table and just talk about that report, because what I didn't realize, well, he also mentions that Troy Weaver said that Kevin Ollie is like a father figure to me. And I also didn't realize that he brought in Kevin Ollie before hiring Monty Williams. I know Kevin Ollie got an interview with the Pistons shop. So interested in your thoughts on that.
I did not read that part about him being a father figure.
Yeah, let me see if I can get it up.
I'm looking at it. Well,
that was crazy.
I'm looking at the article right now, and that is that's something. My issue with the Kevin Ollie thing is, I mean, I've seen Kevin Ollie coach in college. He took over a team for, I think, Calhoun. I don't want Kevin Ollie, man. I don't want Kevin Ollie to be my coach. I don't really like any of the candidates that have been named thus far. Really, like I don't know enough about Jamal Mosley. I've heard good and bad things. I see the Orlando fan base really seems to hate him, and they're right now actually praying he gets fired this offseason. I don't even want to talk about Darvin Ham, to be honest with you. So maybe they just go coach this next year because I don't like any other options.
Jared, I was going to mention something here before Jared, you said something like Jamal Mosley. I mean, I don't know much about him, but like, I mean, he's had winning records. Look, where you think the Magic's a fail or not this year, like, I don't mind Borrego or Mosley. I just don't like waiting around to see if Orlando's going to fire Jamal Mosley. Because to be honest with you, like Orlando can take their time if they really wanted to. You know, get in the offseason, I know you want to make a move quick, but Darvin Ham seems like Darvin Ham and Kevin Ollie are the two selections that would really piss me off. And I'm not talking about their coaching style or whatever it may be. It's because they're friends with Troy Weaver. And to me, that signals that, and Chris sent me a video today, which we're going to post tomorrow, is your hire going to be about basketball or is it going to be about friendships? And that's my issue there. So whoever wants to go next on that.
Justin, although I agree with not wanting Darvin Ham or any of the friends of our GM, that's how the world works. That's how businesses work, right? We've seen this for far too long where guys of certain, relationships have been able to get jobs because they have said relationships. That's just how shit works. But that does not stop, like, to say, like, the options are terrible. Like, I don't see Kevin Ollie coaching this team. I would hope not. Although, cool dude. He was there in UConn when Kemba hit that big shot. I remember him hugging him. But other than that, I don't know any, notable moment from Kevin Ollie outside of that. Also, I think Mosley is probably the better option, but it's between him and Borrego. I think Borrego just has a more nuance to him because he's been here. At least he has a point guard that's played 82 games. He's built a relationship with him. A power forward in Derek Queen. He's played 81 games, and he's kind of developed a relationship with him. So at least that's a leg up on the competition, in my opinion. But I really hope Darvin Ham does not get like a look. It just wouldn't make any sense. That would push us back another 5 years in this rebuild, and we just don't have that time.
Trauma, like Taylor Jenkins out there, like he's not going to take the Pelicans job.
Man, John Wooden could be out there. If you're picking a coach, the thing to me is the coach should go with whatever your direction of your franchise is supposed to be, short or long term, right? And that's the problem. It's nobody up here. Not one of us six can say we have a definitive idea as to what the direction of this is. Because if you're hiring a coach and you say, I'm building this team around Zion and we need to win right now, that's one kind of coach. That's a certain kind of coach that you're trying to hire. If you say, I'm trying to build this group around Jeremiah Fears and Derek Queen, that's a completely different coach. And I have a completely different set of expectations for that coach. Like, I am understanding that there's going to be 2 to 3 years of me getting somewhere if I'm saying I'm doing the long-term thing. If I'm hiring Ham or people of that ilk, I'm saying that I expect it. Like, all I need is a voice. That's all this group needs is a voice. Somebody to rally the troops. That's what you're saying. Because you're not talking about strategy. Again, with the things that we talked about, Willie Green, is what kind of competitive advantage are you getting from your coach? So if you're hiring Darvin Ham, if you're hiring Kevin Ollie, you're not hiring for strategic advantage. You're hiring for voice. You're saying that these are culture people and that their voice is more important than anything else they bring to the table. They bring toughness. They bring an identity. That's what you're saying. Now, if you hire Borrego or someone like that along that line, what you're saying is, I am focused on development and I need these young players to get better. But you still have no idea. And if somebody does up here, you tell me, you have no idea what the Pelicans intend to do this offseason. But I guarantee you they will hire their coach before they know what they're going to do this offseason.
Ross, Chris. I don't think Ross wants to talk.
Whoever speaks first, Lou, I guess I'll lost. Yeah, I don't. I don't really have anything to add. I'm not. I don't feel like we're starting the offseason on a great note with with that report coming out, and it's like, I mean, I'd be fine with Mosley, I think, but it's a rather like even if you end up with one of those coaches, like it's sort of uninspiring. I think it's like, we have a coach because I guess you're required to have one. Like the fact that you're not even trying to fish in a better pond is, I think, concerning. It's just not how I would start the offseason.
I just don't know who else is out there. Go ahead, Chris.
Well, I mean, I'm more than sure that there's going to be other names that we haven't heard of or heard about, maybe some that are behind the scenes that haven't been reported. I mean, it always happens. The list that you hear now is just a list for today, right? There was supposed to be rumored 8 to 10 coaching openings. So that might change, what you're looking at dramatically in reference to who's going to be the hot candidates for New Orleans. I think of when Willie Green was hired, like he was the backup plan, right? For the longest, we had heard Jacques Vaughn. We had heard even like the David Griffin going big game hunting for Ty Lue. Like those were the kind of names that we heard, and then Willie Green's name popped up. So, and I would say it was kind of similar for Stan Van Gundy as well, man. So, we'll see ultimately where it goes. I'm not really fixated on these names. I do think that, to Five's point, that that we do live in a relationship, world, to where what do we hear about Joe Dumars and company being hired? How much that was relationship based? So will that carry down to the coach that's brought in? Yeah, I mean, the thing is that none of these guys, and I mean, I'll be lying to you if I've done a deep dive in regards to researching here, but in the stuff that I did, like Darvin Ham, this is gonna sound real familiar, guys. I looked up some things on him in regards to his philosophy, his coaching philosophy, and it says that his approach emphasizes defensive effort, unselfishness, and an organized pace and space. He maximizes player roles through clear communication and meeting force with force. I didn't make that up. I didn't make that up. Kevin Ollie focuses on building genuine trusted relationships with players, preferring to love them into high performance rather than managing through fear. We, not me mentality. You'll love this one, Justin. The 3 E's: effort, energy, and enthusiasm. In all aspects of life, not just basketball. You like that? You guys see that sound like a guy you want to run through a wall for, right? So those are just those two. Jamal Mosley, you kind of have, there's a bunch of shoes to drop in regards to that. And then, the more and more this goes along, it's almost like, does James Borrego have the leverage? Because if Grubb says that, well, we don't know what route the franchise and the organization is going in, and it feels like we might be in a situation where they're bringing a lot of these guys back, then, it's like, what's the point of bringing in a new coach to do what exactly with a 25-win team? Yeah. You might as well just stick with the guy that's there right now, see if he can continue to build on some of the things that you may have thought was promising, because you would hope eventually we're going to run to a time they continue to win 25 games, that they're going to tear this shit completely the hell down or somewhere close to it. And passing the ball to Fears and Queen and whomever else, Trey or whatever it is going forward. But yeah, man, that's what I got.
So in addition to this conversation we having, Yahoo Sports actually just released their top 10 head coaches available right now.
Yeah. Can you get that in the room? I said,
okay. Nah, the way they did it, you can't.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna just read them to you though. Number 1 is Tom Thibodeau. Y'all tell me if any of these guys or any of these coaches you have interest in coaching this team. Number 2 is Becky Hammond. 3, Taylor Jenkins. 4, Mike Budenholzer.
Oh no.
5, Chris Quinn. 6, Terry Stotts.
No.
7, Jeff Van Gundy.
No.
8, Sam Cassell.
Yes.
9 is Mark Jackson. 10 10 is Micah Nori.
I'm a Sam Cassell guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like.
I've heard that
don't hate
Sam
the
don't
idea
interview
of
well.
Tom. I don't hate the idea of Tom Thibodeau.
I've never heard of that last guy.
Who's
That's
coming
thinking
here?
of.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck
But
Micah
like,
Nori is.
I don't know.
If,
I don't know if
Tibbs got
Tom.
what, $10 million? Tibbs was getting 13 million, something like that from the Knicks. And they fired him. He was getting 13 mil,
13
I think.
mil.
Pelicans ain't paying that. They ain't paying that. Anything over 5, the Pelicans ain't paying nothing over 5. They ain't paying nothing over 5. Willie was getting 3.
Wait, how many years? But hold up, how many years did Tom Thibodeau have left on that deal?
He had just signed an extension and they fired him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that, like,
So
if there's a team
why
out
would you
there,
leave
but
that
if there's
to take the
because if
Pelicans
there's
job?
no. Oh, would you have to forfeit it? You don't get paid.
Give up that money to take the Pelicans job?
Oh, I thought you get paid through that. I thought you get the Knicks wouldn't owe him money. So since he takes another job, that gets forfeited.
Still, I just they ain't gonna pay him. I just don't see him paying him. And then I don't see him like again. You got to deal with Joe. Tibbs just got run out of New York. You don't come here and have Joe tell him what to do with this roster.
Well, so then
Him and
if you
Weaver?
don't think Tibbs is coming, then if you don't think Tibbs is going to be the coach, then Sam, like, why would okay? Sam Cassell on Chris Quinn's not coming. Taylor Jenkins is not coming to.
Quinn's not
New
leaving
Orleans.
Miami now.
So who was the last guy you said, Lito?
Micah Nori.
The lead assistant for the Timberwolves.
Oh, the dude that took over for Quinn when he like broke his leg last year and won a playoff series.
I don't know if it.
Remember Chris Quinn like broke his leg the last game of the year or something. He had to.
Finch, you mean?
Finch.
Chris Finch.
Not
You
Quinn,
saying?
sorry, Chris Finch. Chris Finch like broke his leg and then he had to like coach a series, I believe, and won.
I'd have to look it up. I don't remember off top.
You know, the madness is like the focus has been on the Hawks and all the stuff that the Hawks got from the Pelicans. But like the original sin, you could go back to Chris Finch. Because Finch was on the Pelicans bench. He was the lead assistant. And they let him walk. And then the next year he was the head coach of the Timberwolves. So like you had a coach in the building then. You know, you talk about the players and stuff, and you had the coach, you had Finch right there on your bench, and your offense was top 5, and they let him walk. They won't pay him.
Yeah, see, I think the Pelicans are, they have to move. They got to find a coach. See, Sam Cassell, I'm interested in because he's been an assistant for so long, and Grub mentioned that he's heard maybe that Sam isn't the best interviewer, but Sam is known to have really good relationships with players, point guards, of course. They know all the way back to John Wall. And man, I think that you have to bring someone in that, number one, like you're offering them something. I don't know. It doesn't feel like Sam's been offered an opportunity to be a head coach yet. right? So at least not at this level. So that's something that he hasn't had. You can probably get him at a Pelicans rate, so where you don't ultimately have to pay. But more than anything, he's somebody that, you know, I would assume it comes with some type of respect. It's a name. It's a Hall of Famous player, and it's a guy that's been on some winning teams since he's been coaching as well. You know, guys like that just we haven't seen get the opportunity yet. The Pelicans have to be interested in, because they're not going to get a lot of the top names. So whether it's someone like Sam or it's Jerry Stackhouse or anyone like that, no, those would be the guys that I think the Pelicans should be interested in, outside of the people that are close to being, you know, like that are friends with Weaver and Dumars.
I'm out on Jerry Stackhouse. How do y'all feel about Billy Donovan?
Going nowhere.
He's not going anywhere.
You don't think so?
He would definitely not take the Pelicans job.
Survived the purge.
Chris, you had an interesting part of a conversation I want to talk about. I was asking you and Justin, like, which I want to talk about, and you said specifically, like, what I hope to not say that we're doing a year from now. What's one thing for you that you hope to not hear, let's say 2027, the end last game of the season next year? What's some shit that you don't want to hear reiterated?
I already got mine.
Oh man, I mean, that we're not maximizing Zion Williamson. If only we could just be healthy. You know, those kind of things. Where we're talking about lineups that only played 5 games together. Mm-hmm. But these things that, and specifically when it comes to Zion, it's like by this point next year we'll be going into year 9,
8,
right?
Zion,
yeah. So a year from now, like, we would be having this conversation still. No, I hope we're not still having a conversation about maximizing, getting the best out of number 1.
I feel like that's a good question. I want to go around the room. I want to hear everybody's answer.
It's year 8 and Zion Williamson has no playoff games. That's the number one thing for me. Like, we talked about it earlier, but and we're going to talk about it later too. Leo here with the Zion extension. But if you're keeping Zion and you traded all this stuff for Queen, you have to pick a direction. None of it makes sense. And I want everyone else going to answer this question. But Leo, I think the next topic we're going to have to talk about the Zion Williamson extension, because Ross had an interesting point. I've heard things, but hearing y'all's thoughts too. Would you want to extend Zion Williamson? Does he deserve it? I don't know. That's what I don't want to hear. So I'll let everyone else go around the room and then talk about it.
Bro,
I just don't want to hear, I don't want to hear any more about timelines. I want to know which one you're on. I don't want to, I'm tired of feeling like you're in a Marvel movie, man. We're trying to figure out which timeline the Pelicans are on and how to get there. And just pick one. That's all. That's all I want. Just pick one. Pick one definitively and know what they're building for. That ain't cheap.
Not for this team. What you got, Fa?
I just have a theory. They're gonna lowball Zion to a point where Zion has to pick and choose, and they force him to say he wants to leave. Then they can. Oh man, we lost another one. It's our fault. Oh, but in all actuality, they wanted him to leave anyway. That's my theory. But the question was what?
What don't you want to hear going into next season? After the season, what's Chris was saying, we didn't maximize Zion, type beat.
It'd be along the same lines. Zion still can't go right or something like that, or who's the number 1 guy on this team? I'm tired of guessing.
Yeah,
I just want to know and then knowing allows us to kind of formulate a hypothesis about what's next. But we don't know anything. That's the true issue. Like, we don't know what this team is or what it's supposed to be. Just in the beginning of the season, we thought Zion and Queen could play at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
We thought that, but we didn't think Zion would continue to shoot 12 shots a game, under rebound, not be impactful. So now it looks like they can't play at the same time. So just a bunch of the same shit. I just want to know what this team is so we can kind of move forward.
I want to hear your thoughts, Ross. But before we do that, I just want to say, Ivory Clark, Derek Queen had double-double at halftime. I'll call you later. What you say, Ross?
Yeah, I don't want to hear this. This roster still has too much talent to only too much young talent. Like I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that anymore. You have
Is the talent in the room with us?
Maybe you've got 47 wins over the last 2 years. Though that combined wouldn't get you in the top 6 just this year. You don't have it. It's time to be realistic about the roster. It's time to stop tricking yourself into thinking that if healthy, this roster would do X, Y, or Z. Like that's all I care about. I don't like, to a certain degree, I'm almost at a point where I don't even think the coach matters for me personally next year. Like if you have the same roster, I whatever, plug in coach whoever. I don't think it matters. I don't think your roster is good enough to, like, you don't have like a good enough roster to do anything. So I don't want to hear this whole like, look at all the young talent. If I a nickel for every time we've heard the combo of young talent over the last 3 years, that young talent has awarded you nothing, like nothing.
Lito, can I say something real quick?
Yes, sir.
So like how the real main point I think of this entire season, right, was the Zion field goal attempts and not Derek Queen tonight. With him being the second option, I think Jeremiah Fears is the first option. He's got 18 field goal attempts in 29 minutes.
How many
He's
threes
got
did he
23
shoot, Justin?
points.
How many threes did he shoot? Is it all twos?
It's all twos. 8 for 18 from the field, 7 8 from the field. From the free throw line, he's got 17 rebounds.
My God.
You don't
think really a game, no. This is really
it's an NBA game. You don't think Queen would take shots because he'd still get his shots up. My point being,
it's just hard to pull anything from the last week of the season because this is when all these records get broke. Remember last year, last two games is when they played the Heat and gave up a franchise record in points against a Heat team that had nobody on it, and the Pelicans had nobody. So it's hard for me to get over the.
But Grub, it's just good for me. It's good for me to see Queen and Fears be assertive. It's really important for me also to see Queen and Fears gain momentum into the offseason, right? You heard the reports of Derek Queen working with DeAndre Jordan in the summer. Like, I love that. I love that DeAndre Jordan wants to work with Queen, and you never have to question Fears. Like, I know those guys are going to be in the gym. So I know, like, probably Fears is going to drop another 40 tonight. What's he at? Yeah, he's got 29 points with 2 minutes left in the third. I mean, like, it's an NBA game. I mean, I know, like, in the grand scheme of things, the talent's not at an NBA level, but it's good for confidence for a rookie for that.
Justin, one of the things as well that games like this remind me of, right? You want Fears and Queen to take advantage of as many opportunities to put pressure on an organization that we don't have much faith in, we don't have much trust in, right? You want them to be playing so well to where it's obvious that they're ready to take over the franchise. Like certain franchises move earlier on these things because they can see it. They have the foresight. The Pelicans they never use foresight. It has to be either they either do it too late, or just on time. Like, you want these two dudes specifically to make it undeniable the way they have to ultimately move on from something to make room from them. Like, you look at San Antonio, just, it works that they're winning, but
right.
Castle and Dylan Harper, they're going to make it easy for San Antonio to decide whenever the day comes that they have to move on from De'Aaron Fox. Whether it's this offseason, next offseason, because those dudes are ready. Like it's clear. Like the rest of the team, with built around Wemby, it's clear what you have there. I think you need as many of these opportunities as possible, and that's what Ross's point about the roster. We keep talking about how talented it is. It's not even that it's talent, like it's cluttered. It's clutter, and it's blocking certain players like that clearly are gonna need more runway. Whether that be Jordan Poole being in the way, whether that be Murray, whether you think it's Sadiq Bey, whether it's Herb Jones, whomever, they got to figure that out, because it's clear that these two dudes, Queen and Fears, like we don't need to be having questions about how many minutes they're playing next year. They need to be penciled in for 25 apiece until we can figure out what the next step is with this team.
I just want to say, when you talk about the team building, I think there are two different things that people need to understand when you're trying to, like, we do all this thing about talent acquisition. I think you see everybody talking about, oh, this player went over here and got good, and this is, and they were on our team. Yeah, it took Nickeil Alexander-Walker 7 years to get to where he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that that you don't have talent. Everybody's got talent. Talent acquisition and team building are two different things. I can identify talent. Do these pieces go together? Do I have the right veterans with my young players? Those are the things that separate good GMs from bad ones. Like, just that ability and that discernment. Like, when you talk about a team like San Antonio, when they first started rebuilding, when they said the LaMarcus Aldridge thing and all that stuff, the DeMar DeRozans, this is not working for us. We're going to go bottom out and see what we get. So they started getting the Keldon Johnsons of the world, and they realized they had good young players, but none of them were stars. But they didn't waste their time in over-investing in any of those guys. So that when they were ready, when they hit on Stephon Castle, they were ready. And when they get Wimpy, they had built a structure that was ready to embrace the great player when he arrived. So then you add a Dylan Harper to that mix. And now, like Chris said, they have the ability to amplify what they're building because they set the plate for it. They set the plate for the main course. The Pelicans had that opportunity with Jeremiah Fears and Derek Queen. Whether we know for sure that they are the 1A and 1B of the future, what you have is the opportunity to set the table for what could be 2 to 3 years down the road. You start clearing the deck of that excess talent, as you want to call it, and you start building a team around these two, and you start bringing in the younger players. You add the low-cost vets who you know are going to stabilize your roster, and that's how you get to be good. That's what Minnesota did for Ant Edwards. That's the same thing that Oklahoma City did for Shea, is you built the structure, and you kept adding to it, and then you found those other pieces. But the Pelicans have continually, as we have said, all of us, have tried to do everything at once and have done nothing well. So until they decide this offseason, they can continue to draft well and have guys who show promise. But if you are configuring it improperly, it's going to continue to fail, and guys will go somewhere else and do better if they work hard. And then you have other guys like Kyra who fall off. And just like I was joking with y'all in the chat, I'm watching EuroLeague, and there's Brandon Boston and Nicola Melli. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're in EuroLeague. And so, like, the gradations are, you could be on the Pelicans one day and you could be giving me 7 points for Real Madrid in the EuroLeague the next year. This roster is not as good as you think, and you need that elite player, and they don't have that.
I don't know. Like, I was halfway joking when I was asking Ross, is the talent in the room with us? I'm just looking on the roster. I don't see the talent. Like, maybe my eyes might not be the best, but this don't look like a whole lot of talent on the roster to me.
I can't believe Hunter Dickinson's playing basketball games right now.
That proves my point.
I can't believe he's in the league. I can't believe he plays for my favorite team. He is not an NBA player and never will be. It is unbelievable.
See, I disagree with that, Lito. I disagree with that. I think we're looking at that. We're looking at that through frustrated Pelicans' eyes. It's not even if you're just talking about talent. Like, it's not that they're not talented. The talents don't complement each other and they don't fit. if you just breaking down like what their 2K overall ratings are, it's probably a decent amount of 80s, late 70s. You know, like you probably got a good conglomerate of talented individuals. You know what I mean? I could probably tell you 7 to 8 talented basketball players that if we're going talent for talent, there's not like I'll probably be able to out talent a lot of different teams, even some teams that's in the playoffs right now. The difference is that even if like my 6th guy is more talented than the dude that's playing for, you know, I'm just throwing out a team or Orlando or Atlanta, they may have that 6th guy in Atlanta probably complements that team better. He has a skill set that this team misses and needs desperately. So I don't know. Like I think that they are talented, but that's not the point with them. Is that these talents don't. They're not putting together a good basketball team that fits well right now in 2026.
Chris, respectfully, I see like 7 NBA players, dog.
Yeah,
okay.
I think I disagree pretty wholeheartedly. But.
Yeah,
like,
I
just don't know that we have any. I just don't know that we have any all-stars on the roster. And I guess like I understand what you're saying if you're looking at like mid-tier. Okay, can this player be a 6th to 9th, you know, player on a roster? Okay, maybe. But like that's not moving the needle at all. Like this team needs like high-level talent, and I don't see it. I don't. I'm not seeing like an imminent all-star.
The issue for me, there's talent, but there's not enough IQ, right? Like usually, like let's say 20 years ago, let's say the mid-level talent used to be able to at least outsmart younger teams. We don't outsmart anybody. So with Chris's point, like, yeah, talent for talent, cool. But they don't know how to play. They don't know how to just play within rules. Like that's the thing that I struggle with the most is like, I just don't think their IQ is high enough as a team. Like, yeah, James Rogan can drop all the plays he wants. That's just one play. For the 90% of the game, it's the IQ of the player that gets you through a game and that can get you a win. We see this time and time again with this team, you know, this past season where you would get, you know, crunch time and the wheels would just fall apart. Like they wouldn't know what to do, wouldn't know how to execute. And James can't just keep calling timeouts to get them in the right set. Like you just have to know what to do. You have to know what the advantage is, you as the player, and they don't do that well enough for a team that doesn't have enough high-end talent. And because that talent isn't, you know, giving the ball to Zion on a block or in the mid post and letting him go to work. Like we don't have that. We don't have a KD. We don't have a James Harden. We don't have a Luka Doncic. We don't have an Anthony Edwards. We don't have that type of talent. So you have to rely on the IQ to get you through those moments that we don't have. So that's the frustrating part. We just don't have enough high IQ players.
Also true.
Who did that?
I wanted to, I mean, Justin, you kind of talked about it a little bit, but
Yeah.
I feel like the conversation is like going that direction as we talking about team building and roster construction. Let's talk about the Zion Williamson contract extension then. Somebody in the comments said, I think it was 32 or 33 million was not a lot of money. Like I understand the scope of what they're saying, but for this particular team, that's a shit ton of money. Five had an interesting point when he talked about how this is essentially a smokescreen of them wanting to get rid of him. I could see that. So tell me your thoughts about the extension.
Yeah, I thought Ross had actually put share to Ross because I thought you had an interesting comment a couple days ago in the group chat why you think there might be some bullshit with it.
Well, I think you just have to do that, right? I mean, and then look, they very well may want to. They very well could want to get Zion to sign an extension this summer. Like that wouldn't surprise me. They gave Herb like an unnecessary extension last summer. Like that wouldn't surprise me. But like, what else are you supposed to say? Like if your intent is to leverage the fact that he just played a pretty respectable amount of games this year, for the most part, looks healthy and whatever. Well, you're not going to say like, oh, Zion, like you're going to say, no, we like what we saw. We think we can grow from that. Like we want to extend Zion. Otherwise, you can't let everybody in the whole world know you want to trade the guy. And I don't know whether they want to trade him or not, but like that would just be bad business to like let the season end and say you were upset about like how Zion played. He played a bunch of games. Like, no, you now have to make it seem like, okay, we got the Zion thing figured out. We're going to figure the rest of the roster out. I don't think that you actually have to act on that, but you certainly have to like put out the presence that is the way you're leaning. But just to go back, I think Lito, to what you were saying, I don't think 30 million is that much money.
Okay.
Like I like that's what I mean when you look at the good teams, right? Like I'm at the point now where I think Zion is probably best served as like a third or fourth best player on a team that like has any interest in winning something. And when you think around the league, it's like, okay, well, like how much does Derek White make? 30 million. How much does like Michael Bridges make? 30 million. I did that for Justin. But like when you start to think about those type of teams, like their third or fourth best player makes $30 million. And so for me, that makes sense. It just doesn't make sense here, I think is the point you're making, is that like we're so far from winning and he's so far from being our third or fourth best player that I get that. But in the aggregate, like that's a fine number for Zion.
So you I guess
if you don't have that money. Oh, my bad.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I was just saying, if you don't like the problem is in a world where you don't have anything else on the cap, you know what I'm saying? Like in reference to your other, when you think about your other contracts, then it doesn't make sense because of where you are in the standings. It doesn't make sense because of where you are, with your future. It doesn't make sense. So, and I think that the part that y'all talk about, like the more, and I said this on the show, and folks should check about that. I talked a lot about the extension and the ownership issues in particular on the last episode of the Post Up. But the thing that I absolutely agree with is you waited this long now and you still have uncertainty about your future with Zion. If you don't attach some type of numerical value to him, knowing that you've already hit this guaranteed money for this year, and then going into the future, you're trying to establish what it is you want to get in return through the media. And I think that's what Five and Ross, I think that like you are negotiating through the media what we think his approximate financial value is. So if you can get us this kind of level in contracts back, draft picks, this is what we think. We're not asking for 3 first-rounders for Zion. We're not asking for 2 all-stars in return. We're not asking for the Anthony Davis package. We're asking for high-level role player. That's what, and I think that's absolutely the negotiating strategy because you do not have a long-term future with Zion. Because if he gets the free agency, he's leaving. If he gets to choose the terms, if he gets to unrestricted free agency, he's not coming back because then he can take less money and go to a winning team. If I'm going to take less money in free agency, I'm going to a winning team and give myself a chance to win a title because I don't know how many years I got in the league if I'm Zion Williamson with my body. So if you're going to take less money, it's not going to be to stay in New Orleans. Why would you do that? Like if you're Zion, what about Zion Williamson tells you that he's going to take $10 to $15 million less, even if somebody on a 1-year deal wants to give him 40, that makes more sense to him or try to go to a winner than to stay in New Orleans and go for 30 to 35.
The flip side of that coin, just real quick, is that he has 2 more years under contract at like 40 plus million. Like that's why I just think this is not something you need to do imminently. Like there's no way I would give him an extension this summer. Like absolutely no way. I wouldn't even think about it. Now, again, you can do what Grubb just said, and you can talk about it, and you can make it seem that way. But it's politics. Like you can do that. But if that actually happens, it's a total disaster. Like that's a horrible decision to actually make. If you put pen to paper, it's a horrible decision. Make no mistake. There is that's a terrible choice.
Sorry to interrupt you, Ross, but that was actually my next question. Like, is obviously I wanted to hear everybody's thoughts if they were opposed to it, or if this is something that you saw naturally happening.
I mean, with what the
contract extension? Like, based on what Ross just said about it, take that into account.
I just don't know how they do it. I've said my piece with Zion.
Ross,
I said my piece.
My bad. Is it 2 years, including next year, like next year and the year after?
Yeah,
that?
like he has like, and there's no options. Like it's just no team or player option. He has next year and the year after.
I think for both parties, it doesn't make sense to do it. And just in my opinion, like I wouldn't do it if I'm Zion. If that's the number that's being leaked, then I don't even need to fight it. Like I'm already getting 40. Cool. Let me get my body together, go out and kill, and we can talk bigger numbers next offseason. That way I have an advantage that I can create for myself rather than relying on the team to do me a favor or a solid. It just makes more sense that way. Just for both parties. And the Pelicans don't have to, pony up for some cash.
Shit, he $44 million in a cap hit. Go ahead, Chris.
If I had Zion Williamson's injury history, I'd be trying to secure whatever kind of security over $30 million as I could possibly find, the earliest that I could, honestly.
Okay.
I don't think you're wrong, Five. I think in a normal player's situation, without the play 60 games, then play 30 games the next year, then play 60 games and the year after that, then play 33. Like if we had even back-to-back years, because if we're following the Zion pattern here, next year he plays 30 games again. So it's almost like it would almost be aggressive for a dude with his injury history to risk hoping he has a really good year. He would be betting on himself a year before betting on himself. That's how bad his injury history has been. So I don't know. Now, it doesn't mean I should accept a lowball offer, but I would strongly consider something that would have me tied up financially into 2030 if I was someone like Zion, that at that point, he's 25 now, so he would be he's not 25. Is he? How old is Zion?
24.
24. So he's gonna flies. He's gonna be 28, 29 by the time the next extension would be. And nothing. So maybe he doesn't have to take it, but I would at least consider it.
No. Zion will be 20. Zion will be 26 in 2 months. He's older.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. So there you go. So he'll be close. He'll be knocking on
26
30
this summer. Yeah.
Yeah, I would strongly consider it. You don't want to just accept anything, but shit, man.
Chris, if that's the case, if he does that like that lets me know he coasted through the season to get there. If he does that, he felt like, again, this is just my opinion, he coasted to get to a point where he wasn't going to do a shit ton, just be enough to play the games, just to get paid again, just to secure that contract. And
do you think he did? 5?
Man, Jared,
yeah. I said this though.
Think so?
I said
you did.
You said it last week.
You and Justin did.
It was clear in the second half of the season that he was like, let me just make it through the games.
Well, I mean, because we keep talking about like how many years have we been talking about asking for him to work on basketball, right? And taking his body seriously and all these other things. You have to at some point wonder, like, maybe this dude, like, he might like basketball. Does he love basketball? He damn sure don't love the things that he's just starting to respect, the things that he has to do to be a high professional, to be an athlete at this level. Some of that's maturity, but some of that could, So we could just be looking at a dude that just, like, yeah, I like the game. I like to compete. I don't necessarily love it. I like the perks of it, but more than anything, I like money. And he won't be the first or the last athlete that we ever ran into that's like that. You know, just when you're a brand like Zion, you have to appear to be the person that loves the game. When you sign to Michael Jordan, you know, so
I'll say this, Chris, though. Zion the kind of dude emotionally that things wear on him. And if he just starts like that, don't seem like he's the kind of dude. I'm gonna just take this money. Like he coasting through a season, yes. Coasting through a season to get that money to get to the next thing, sure. But taking the extension in a city where they think you're coasting, like he don't want to be the bad guy like that. Like you're getting it like 5 and Justin and people saying it, that's fine, little speculation. But to have the whole city do him like they do AD and all this stuff, he don't want that. He can't live with that. So I can't see him taking a contract knowing that he's going to get booed all the way through. And that to him, like he's not strong enough to get booed every night. Jordan Poole this season, Jordan Poole, if he played in 15, 20 games, whatever, Jordan Poole was cool with it. Like, hey, they don't want me, I'm good. If I'm a player, I'm going to take 13 shots in 12 minutes. Zion is not built like that. And so I just can't see him being, he won't stay long enough to be a true pariah in this town.
You know,
is he at that level? Is he still at that level for us to even consider him to like? I mean, I don't want to say relevant. He's definitely relevant.
I don't know whether I don't. He's not. The answer to your question is he's not. I actually don't think he thinks he is either. That's why I kind of disagree with Grubb just a little bit. I totally agree with the character analysis, but I actually don't believe that Zion thinks he's a leading man. And I don't think, like, I think he would sign the extension because, like, for the reasons you mentioned around injury stuff and just kind of, hey, like, y'all can give me another $140 million, lock it in. You know, y'all can trade me if y'all don't want me here. But I don't think he sees himself as a centerpiece.
mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think, just based on the way he plays. Like, I don't believe that. And so I do think, you know, and that's part of it for me with it is like we talk about him coasting the back half of the year, and he no doubt did, but like maybe there are a lot of people that would coast on this roster given the situation. You know, like I don't. There's some of the stuff that I think I'm overly critical of him up, you know, for, and there's some of it that's like, okay, so if Zion took an extra 8 shots a game and scored an extra 12 points. And we had 3 more wins because of it. Like, well, does that change my opinion? I think I've seen the type of player he is. I think I'm okay with the player that he is. I no longer am tricked into some thought of like we have to build. And that's why when Lito asked the question earlier, like the things I don't want to hear anymore are, oh, we have to build around Zion. We have to get more shooting around Zion. No, we don't have to do anything around Zion anymore. He's under contract for 2 more years. You have to get the roster better. Like the whole roster. It's no longer this Zion, like he's not a centerpiece thing anymore. He's like a player on the roster. You still need the centerpiece. That's where the focus has to be.
Damn. I wanted to ask Chris brought up a question, and I kind of wanted to redirect that because of this comment. Like, how would you replace that player? It's not like you get $30 million cap space. You're not getting that player in the trade.
What do we think? What do we think Zion is? Like, what do we? He can score. He scores the basketball. He doesn't take many shots. He doesn't defend well. He's undersized at his position, doesn't have a great handle, doesn't create a lot of space, can't really run an offense, has no post moves. He can score the basketball, but Zion's not this like, in return, you can find a couple role players for that production.
I mean, did Atlanta replace Trae Young necessarily?
No.
Like you didn't. I mean, you know, you found you got good production, and other players got an opportunity to play either bigger roles or play at all. I mean, it's some certain players you don't need to necessarily just like replace. It doesn't have to be a swap. Swaps aren't the things in sports that often make teams good. Sometimes you get rid of and you allow others to have a larger share of the opportunity or the uses of the basketball. Sometimes less is more. Yeah, go ahead, Five.
The thing with Atlanta is team building, right? Like the thing with Atlanta is they had their guy, a guy that they built around. They you can't say that they didn't invest fully in the Trae Young experience, right? They went to the Eastern Conference Finals one year. They continued to try to develop the backcourt around him. They brought in DeJounte Murray. They tried to add guys to the front court. It didn't work. They decided that Trae was not their guy anymore. And instead of bullshitting and dragging it out, as soon as they all decided, Trae don't want to be here, we don't want Trae, they moved him. And they got what they wanted for the deal. People said they got, but Atlanta looked at it as a series of deals. It wasn't just the Trae deal. It was the DeJounte deal the year before, and then it was the Trae deal, and then it was the next. So they are building the team around Jalen Johnson now. That's the guy. Everybody else is complimentary to Jalen Johnson. So they stopped one plan when they realized it didn't work and moved on to the next. That's where the Pelicans essentially are with Zion Williamson, right? You could say that, you can argue that they didn't fully invest in the Zion Williamson experience and they messed it up. But still at year 8, it didn't work. You got to move on. It's just, this is how the NBA works. Karl Anthony Towns got 8 years in Minnesota. They moved on. That's a number one. Like, you don't see 8, 9 years. It doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. Teams have to move on.
Bob, you was about to say something? Go ahead, Justin. Sorry.
What was impressive? If the chat, right? There's a lot of guys that disagree with me. What did Zion do well this year? Like, what's one thing you can hang your hat on that was like, man, Zion had a really good year here? And I think I want to say a career low in assists. Let me see the rebounding. If there's 5.7.
He played.
Like that. Okay, so if that's like that's where we're at. Like he played.
He played, and he played under a program. He played. I will give him credit for that.
Career low rebounds.
Clearly.
Career low rebounds.
No,
career low assists, career low blocks.
No, you're right, Justin. You're right. But hold on. Because they got to be. I will. If he continued to never do this, we will be complaining about it, and we would be talking about it. So I do want, if I can give him anything, any type of credit, it will be because he finally decided to. You don't want to hear it. That's cool. But he finally decided to invest fully into all the resources around him, into his body properly for a full off season and beyond. You got to give him some kind of credit for that.
Okay, there's credit.
Or don't.
Chris. No, there's credit. But okay, hold up, Lito. He shot 4 threes this year total. 1 for 4. 4 threes. How many practice clips? I mean, shit. How many practice clips do we see of Zion shooting threes? Never shoots them. Especially on a 25-win team. Like, what do you have to lose? You got nothing to lose. 4 3-point attempts this year. It's insane. He shot that against the Spurs. He made that against the Spurs in his first ever game. It's crazy.
Chris, when you say you played under a program, what do you mean?
His health regimen?
You're muted, Chris.
Everything that him and his trainer put together.
Oh, you talking about, okay? You're not talking about his game. Oh, my bad.
No. I'm not talking about on the floor. I'm talking about his health regimen. I'm talking about him sticking obviously to a process, and it seeming to be something consistent throughout the year. We didn't see him really. At no point did I look at him on the floor and say, okay, he put back on some weight again. He seems to have found something that works for him and his body that he's sticking to. I don't know how consistent, but it looks to be the most consistent of his career. If I got to find some type of credit for him, I give him that.
Bob, let me ask you this.
If we go
ahead, bro.
I was just saying, if we go on a just quickly on a per 100 possession basis, Zion was like, if you look at his rebounds were the lowest of his career, assists lowest of his career since his rookie year, steals lowest of his career since his first 2 years, blocks lowest of his career since his first year, turnovers. The only thing that he did well was not turn the ball over. And overall, the offensive rating with the Pelicans with him on the floor was the highest of his career, but the defense was the worst of his career. So, yeah, he did the best things he did this year would not turn it over, and the Pelicans were not bad offensively when he was on the floor. But other than that, he was bad at everything.
Fab, let me ask you this question. I see a lot of people, I see a lot of comments talking about, and I thought Chris was alluding to this, but they say that Zion is playing into the game plan. The game plan is for him to take a backseat, take less shots. Do you believe that a head coach who is vying for a contract in the NBA will have his team's best player take less shots and be off ball?
Thanks for that leading question, Lito.
I got you, bro.
No, your head coach wouldn't have your best player attempting to not shoot the basketball, and even when there's times where, other players are out. You got to think about when Trey Murphy was out or DeJounte was out. Like there was more shots available for Zion, and he still took the same amount of shots. So it's not like a coaching thing. That's a Zion thing. That's a mental thing for him, right? Like. I don't know if he just doesn't want to fail, but this is one of those seasons where you could have failed forward. You could have attempted to do some things that you were uncomfortable with and failed. Like it wouldn't have mattered in wins and losses, but it would have mattered in a point of like you getting better at the game of basketball, which we haven't seen for him. Like we haven't seen Zion Williamson get better at basketball in the 7 years he's been in New Orleans. What thing can you say he has gotten better at? I would say nothing. And we talked about this a couple of times. Like I thought he was a really good player at Duke because the system didn't revolve around Zion, right? He just got to play around other people that knew how to play, and he was coached well, right? So coming here is like, we're going to orbit around you. He's never been that. He's never been the sun. Like he just always been a planet within it. And that's a hard thing to grasp. For some people, that's just not them. They don't want that responsibility. And for Zion, like responsibility it's a big word. So, and that's okay. But you as an organization have to know that and have to see that and recognize that. And then be able to create something around. We brought up Atlanta and Trae Young. Like, we also think about, like, they have a really good coach. And that stabilizes a lot of, bullshit at times. Like, when you have something stable, again, it's back to the initial statement from earlier. Like, we have to find some kind of foundation. Something we can hold our hat on and then build off that. We've been playing with this swampy foundation for a minute. We got to drain it. No pun intended.
See, Lito, this is the problem. This is the shit that pisses me off right here. This comment. If Zion misses 5 threes in a game, you guys will say he needs to stop shooting. And this is what everyone is fucking missing. It's driving me insane. We want him to shoot the basketball more because he is our best basketball player. This is very simple. If he shot 5 threes a night, I'd be pretty happy. As Jarrett said, fail forward. This was the year that you could do that. Hey, man, I'm going to just start launching 2.5, 3 threes a night. We'll see what happens. You think anybody would say anything? Seriously. Do you think one fan, whether you're a Zion stan or you're just a fan of the Pelicans, not one person would have a problem with those shots? Because we've been begging for them for 7 years. We literally forget Zion Williamson's first game ever. I mean, he went 4 for 4. against the Spurs. I mean, the place was absolutely going crazy. Alvin Gentry was trying to pull him out. They hit another three. Like, no one was complaining then.
I don't even want him to shoot 5 threes. I just want him just attempt one. Yeah, I don't even feel like I'm asking for the world in this situation. And I don't remember dog name whose name you just brought up, but that was one of the questions that I had. Justin, you said something over the weekend. I replied to it. You remember what you said? We were talking about Zion, and I was like, or he could just shoot it or some shit like that.
I said you're a hater.
I mean, that's a proven fact. That does not offend me. But somebody responded to me when I said Zion should just attempt to shoot threes. He said a historically dominant paint player who isn't selfish and doesn't shoot 20 shots a game. It leaves room for idiots to keep asking him to develop a three. He doesn't need a three. He needs spacing and a point guard.
He doesn't set screens well, first off. Just throwing that out there.
I think that so about this statement, a lot of things in the first sentence bothered me. Him not being selfish and him not shooting 20 shots a game. That was the only thing I saw. Like, I have a problem with that. Why are you not shooting 20 shots a game? I don't we could call it mailing it in, Ross, or whatever you want to call it. Why do you think he's just not shooting shots?
I don't know. I think he, like I said, I think he's perfectly comfortable like playing a role. I mean, Chris just talked about him at Duke, or 5, whoever it was. I don't think he's. I think he's just fine, like playing this way, either to his credit or in this case to his detriment. I don't, it depends on how you look at it. And that's why I go back to this thing of like, just stop thinking of him as Giannis or as like whatever LeBron. Like, stop doing that. Like, if you stop doing that, you'll look at his game different and you'll see his future different, at least as a fan or somebody who cares about the team. Like, that's what I've done. And I no longer think of him that way. So it makes it easier to think about what the rest of the team could look like or what you could do. Like, he's not a star player. I saw when Justin just said a second ago, he was our best player. And so we wanted him to take more shots. Okay. That is true. And then I saw somebody in the comments be like, yeah, see, exactly. He's our best player. There is no best player on the team that just won 22 games last year and 26 games this year. So, like, you've got to separate those two. Two things can be true. Someone can be the best player on a bad team and also not be a star player, like a player that's going to lead you to something. Those two things can absolutely be true. I don't think Zion's a bad player at all. I think he could do better with better players around him. I think he's perfectly fine playing a role. I think he is a role player, in fact. So yeah, like you just have to stop thinking of him as this thing that you thought he could be, because he isn't that anymore. He's not that. He's never going to be that. So it's time to start evaluating what the other side of his career looks like if you still want him to be a Pelican. And that's a big if, I think, for a lot of people, myself included.
Hey, Grub, listen, I don't even want to, again, the three's not even I'm not gonna say they're not important. I think shooting an attempt to keep teams honest are important, but I'm not even talking about him getting. I'm talking about shooting. If he's gonna strictly be twos, like I need at least 25 twos, right? Like Kenquana said, Zion's threes are and ones. Okay, cool. You can't just shoot 13 shots because then the math doesn't add up.
Got to be a volume guy. Like, if you're going to be twos, you have to be a volume scorer. You have to take a lot of shots, and you have to be aggressive in doing so. And it does not work that way. And then, like you said too, when you talk about these, Derek Queen already has. It's not like you said. It's not the shots per se. It's the aggressiveness. It's the mentality of it. But Derek Queen, who shoots 25% from three, has 9 games. 9 games already where he's taken 3 or more 3-point attempts. Zion has 5 in his entire career.
I think we've all played enough basketball to see when someone's inability to evolve as a player is what's holding partially what's holding him back. Yeah, I mean it's still as clear as day to me. I just don't know, like, if you said take 15 shots and he's getting to the line 10 times a night, and that's not counting what other drives that he's taking. Like, there's no other player in the game that's living like that. Not one. You could think of all the best drivers that you can, like, off the top of your mind. There's no one. They're not, and the ones you can think of aren't built like Zion. Not running into 2, 3, 4, 5 players every single time trying to finish at the rim, Lito. Like that's my thing. It's not happening. He has to take more jump shots. If you want volume from him, he's gonna have to shoot the ball more and stop running into the defense. He's gonna have to make the defense come out to him, or make them pay when they choose not to. Because even when he does consistently, if he plays basketball, if he can get to 30 years old, there's gonna be a day where we're talking about him shooting jump shots. It will happen. But whenever it happens, teams are still not gonna care. They're not coming out to, like, that's how good he is around the rim. But like, someone that's saying, and look, Joel, even when Julius didn't have an established 3-point shot, he still had a midi. He still had a 15-footer that he would attempt. Zion doesn't even have that. So that's the issue. So those that are saying, like, why shoot threes when you're generational around the rim? Why not help that generational talent? Why not help that generational skill you have and make it even better? Huh?
Julius Randle was year 5, which is ironically his year he got to New Orleans. That's the first year in his career where he was taking more than 1 3-point attempt per game. He was taking 2.7, and that's the lowest of his career since. But Julius Randle, by year 5, had figured out that he needed to be a volume 3-point shooter, and was up to 3 attempts per game. Next year was up to 4. Then he was 5, 5, 8, 5, 5, 5.
Hey, Lito. Quick.
Go ahead.
I have a quick question for you.
Yes,
Someone
sir.
just tagged me on Twitter.
Yeah.
Do you think Zion's better than Paolo?
Do I think that Zion is better than Paolo? Yeah.
To me, ooh. See, like, I totally disagree. What, Chris?
He's not better than Paolo.
Like, Paolo's averages 8.5 rebounds.
And I don't think Paolo's that great. But like,
No, Paolo's not that good. But like, Paolo shoots threes. Paolo rebounds. Paolo assists.
I don't know, guys. I've never seen. Go ahead. My bad, Paul.
I think P5 would be good in New Orleans.
Oh, Jared. I don't think he's this bad of a player, guys. Like,
I think there's a lot going on.
I don't like Paolo, man. I don't like Paolo.
I don't really love his game, but I think he's better than Zion.
I don't know. I just think there's something still there. Like which is wild because folks won't give him the benefit of the doubt, but will give Zion all of the grace in the world.
Crazy.
Like, he's younger and still trying to figure it out. Yeah. Some shots I wouldn't take, but like, he's trying to figure it out. And I'm cool with that. I can be like, there's some kind of taming that you need to do or sculpting you can do as a coach to kind of fit his skill set around. But it's a skill set and it's definitive. Zion, it's still ambiguous. Like he's one-sided, but it's still ambiguous. It's like, oh, it could be better. And with that illusion, like, you can't run an organization like that. You can't. Too many dreams.
Can I respond? Can I respond to something real quick? I'm sorry. This is bothering me. What we doing, dog?
That's not even. They shouldn't even be in the same conversation,
What-
dog.
What are we doing, dog? And to answer your question, in 1988, Charles Barkley was shooting 2 threes a game. In 1988,
That's crazy.
Oh my God.
Also, Charles Barkley he's only averaged. He's not. His rookie year is the only year he didn't average a double-double.
Yeah.
Meaning every time the ball was coming off the rim, he was getting
How
it and
tall
putting it back.
was he? How tall was he?
Shorter
Leo?
than Zion, 6'4", 6'3", 6'4".
The dude's nickname literally
6'1"
has
and a half.
rebounded.
I
Like he
can't
rebounded
believe.
so impressively that they called that like his
Yeah,
stop.
Ken Quan is what like come on, dog. Like come on, dog.
A quick go back. The one thing I will give Paolo is, I mean, I remember I think it was last year, that playoff series last year, if I'm not mistaken, where I want to say I watched those games against Boston and he averaged something like 30 and 12 and 9 and was sort of single-handedly keeping some of those games close. So I've seen Paolo do stuff in the playoffs where I'm like, well, there's more there than I think you've seen with Zion. But like in this may be best save for another show, but like, what are you willing to accept? Like, because the draft lottery is coming up and everything. Like, what would you be interested in because it sounds like this group is pretty low on like the future of Zion Williamson here or wherever, but like, let's just say the Mavericks, right? Like they're going to have a top 10 pick this year. Like how low are you willing to go on a pick? Like, let's just say they have the 9th pick and they're like, yeah, we'll make salaries work. We'll give you Daniel Gafford and whatever, somebody else. They've got Kyrie coming back next year. Flag has been doing some pretty interesting shit. They have Derek Lively, I guess, coming back, although he can never stay healthy. Like, I guess it's a team like that strikes me as somebody that, I mean, do we really need the 9th overall pick? Or do we want, a bullet in the chamber with Zion? Maybe he's better here than elsewhere. Like, are you willing to take basically something like that?
I'd be happier if you said like 6.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I mean, yeah. I can appreciate that.
I
think
think
the problem.
Sorry, repeat the question.
I think the problem with 6 is that like that's also the point where teams are like, well, nah. Like I think there is like that threshold of like,
yeah,
where team like it drops. It doesn't. I'm not even looking at the players. I'm just thinking about the value associated with the pick, where it's like in someone's head, they're like, you got to make the money work. Like 6th pick, but 9th, yeah, I'll give you Gafford and Klay Thompson or what, whoever you want, or like call it maybe even so. Like, what if OKC stumbles this year? And let's just say it doesn't go right. Like OKC's got a bunch of salaries that they would probably love to get off the books.
They would take Zion.
In a 10th pick. Like I think they're on pace to have like 2 of the top 12 picks. Like somebody like that. I don't know. I'm saying, but are you willing to basically make value with Zion somewhere between, let's call it picks 8 and 12, and like a couple and like a solid veterans, call it Hartenstein,
not in this draft
or whatever.
There's no way I'm giving up anybody in the top 10 of this draft for Zion Williams. No way.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I agree or disagree. I'm just, it's like that. But that was the question. Is like, would you accept that in return?
Yeah.
Or
I mean,
are you guys still sitting there saying, nah, unless I'm gonna hang with Zion?
Because then you have a direction.
That's my thought too, Justin.
Because then you actually,
what's the direction?
Well, you go rookie. You're going young, right? Trey Murphy's technically your longest tenured player, right? He's young. I mean, we got to figure out with Herb Jones, but then you're Jeremiah Fears, Derek Queen, and then that number, whatever, 8 or 9 pick Ross just said, you get a veteran. Like, okay, you're going with Jeremiah Fears, Derek Queen. What I'm saying, there's a direction. But the Zion Queen thing don't make sense.
As we said, they have to pick a direction. Like I think if you blow it up, because I think Trey works with Queen and with Fears, and then you could keep Messi because Messi's cheap, but everybody else is gone. Like everybody else is fire sale. Like all of you, Herb, everybody. There's no one else to keep. You keep those 4, and everybody else is. I think that's the best thing to do. Because I see people say, well, we've never had, or like, how many times you gonna rebuild? They've never rebuilt. No. They've never rebuilt. They've tried to stack stuff on broken stuff. They've never rebuilt. And you have the opportunity right now. And like I said, it's not even if Queen hits, it's that you have invested in him. You have to make sure that investment pays off. And it's not gonna pay off if Zion is still on the roster next year, because they can't play together. And you have to go out and find a center in a market where there are no centers. Like you go look at the free agents this year, there's no free agents. You're hoping if Oklahoma City maybe declines their team option on Hartenstein, maybe he becomes a free agent because they figure we don't need to pay him $30 million. We know Chet can stay healthy now, and we could draft another big or something like that. But there's no other centers out there in the market, and the Pelicans don't have assets. So if you don't have a center, you're going to have Queen on the bench again, and you're going to have Zion back. You're just going to get 20. Maybe you get 28 wins next year, 30, but you're not really building anything going forward.
Lito,
what's up?
Queen's a one-trick pony.
What's the trick? I mean, I feel like that's a good follow-up question. Like, what is it?
Saw a couple in the East.
Huh? What'd you say?
I saw a couple in the East.
They was walking down Haynes or Chef?
Chef.
Yeah.
Nah, I say they ain't walking down Haynes.
Chris, sometimes you never see them with the ankle weights on. Get ready on 11. Never mind.
Nah, bro.
Ankle weights.
I thought you were hosting it, Lito. I don't have a question.
My fault.
You over the lines?
So yeah. Before we do that, though, I just want to say the game is over. The Pelicans lost 126-132. I want to say,
there's a lot of people, coming in right now.
Shout out,
the game ended.
Shout out to Jeremiah.
A lot of people. just all at once.
Good God.
No defense either.
Doing that coke, dealing that dope, giving up hope, gang banging.
Shout out to Jeremiah Fears. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jeremiah Fears for playing all 82
games.
That's
good stuff.
For the New Orleans Pelicans.
Queen played 81.
Season.
You know what?
Queen played 81. Wait, hold on, Justin. Hold on, Justin. Hold on. Jeremiah Fears tonight, 36 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. Derek Queen tonight, 30 points, 22 rebounds. Shout out to the Rooks, man.
Hey, Lito, how many shots did Fears take?
People play
29 of them hoes.
He took 29. I love this guy.
Of them hoes, man.
I love this guy.
And Queen took 28.
Up, boys.
I'm to buy for 56 shots.
Hey.
They
can buy for 56. They said it's my time.
Hey, they can buy for
66
points.
Well, only 7 people took shots tonight. Yeah. So the shot.
Zion.
Zion
wouldn't play basketball ever again if he was forced to shoot the ball 29 times. Lay up the ball 29 times.
Zion
it's impossible.
Would be cursing somebody out in a broom closet right now. He'd be so upset.
Imagine that 29 layup attempts with 20 free throws attempted.
Hey, wait, let me ask y'all this though, because Justin, I want to hear what you had to say, but let me ask y'all this.
I remember.
Based on what Christian said, right? About Zion, right? Jordan Hawkins was 4 for 18 tonight.
Hey,
Let's keep that in mind. He was 4 for 18. Just put a pin in that real fast. Just put a pin in that. Let me finish this thought. He was 4 for 18. Now imagine this. Imagine this. I didn't see the game. I don't know the shot count. Imagine if he made 4 in a row and then missed the next, but just kept shooting.
14.
He missed 4. Imagine if he missed 14 fucking shots in a row and just kept shooting that shit.
I think he's done that before, actually.
Man, that's
threes
beautiful,
did he get?
man.
at one point before coming to this game tonight, Jordan Hawkins was shooting like 52% in his last 30 attempts.
You jinxed him. That was your fault. You jinxed him. You noticed.
You were 2 for 12 in the first half.
I can't believe Hunter Dickinson played 21 minutes. That is crazy. You want to open up the lines, Lito?
G League All-Star Hunter Dickinson, Justin. Yeah, man, open the lines up. Let's talk.
Alexander took 11 shots tonight.
He was efficient too. 7 for 11.
Hey, appreciate y'all all year. I mean, what would y'all? So we've been doing this for 5 years now. Let me ask y'all this: since we've been doing this for 5 years,
yeah,
together, where do you rank this season from worst to first? Number 1 being 1, 5 being the worst. Where would you rank this season?
That's a good question.
It's not the worst to me. Last year was the worst. Last year, it's 4th. Last year was the worst.
It's 4th.
See,
I will say
I disagree.
I think this is the worst.
I think this is the worst because you don't have a draft pick.
You got your picks though. That's just the way I'm looking at it. Like they have the pick. The picks are the dudes who just scored 66 points combined. That's the way they got to look at it.
This year's worse.
Yeah, that's the way
this
they
year's
have to look
worse
at it.
because
That's
you
not
had guys healthy. You had guys relatively healthy this year. Like last year, you got 30 games of Zion. You had 15 games of Herb. You had 40 games of Trey. This year, you got 61 games of Zion. You got 50 plus games of Trey. You got 50 plus games of Herb. You got, you had still had Eve played 70 games this year. Your 2 rookies played 80 plus games. So like you were relatively healthy compared to last year's team where you were bringing guys off the street. Like last year, there were dudes who like they didn't have their names on the back of their jerseys some nights. And you only won 5 more games in that group. Like that's why this year, and you don't got the pick. So all those things, like it's just this year is way worse than last year.
I'll say this: it's the worst for me because this is by far the most indifferent I've ever been at the end of the year. Like I'm so indifferent right now. Could not. I mean, when I tell you it didn't, and I do watch a lot of games, but I mean it didn't cross my mind to watch any of these games this last week. Like it did not even. I mean, I didn't even think about it. I'm just so indifferent. They really have to do something. Like they've got to generate some excitement this offseason. I'm so.
Bro was watching EuroLeague basketball.
That's crazy.
Pelicans.
That was sick. That was real sick. There's been some sick stuff. That was
watching Nicola Melli and Brandon Boston Jr.
That was real sick, girl.
Hey, Justin, hold on. Before you do that, I want to say this: Would Doc getting relieved of his duties or relieving himself of his duties? The Pelicans might not have a chance at Darvin Ham, dog.
Oh, I was surprised that no, Milwaukee's interested in Darvin Ham.
That's what I'm saying. The Pelicans might not even have a shot.
Lito, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. If you had the choice right now tonight to coach the Pelicans or the Bucks, current roster, current situations, where would you go?
Fuck, man. Yeah.
Like basically Giannis is.
You thinking about this?
Yeah, man.
Giannis is gone.
That roster ass too. You heard what Giannis said tonight?
Giannis ain't gonna be here, and they ain't got their pick either.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a no-brainer for me. This is like one of the few scenarios where I would take the Pels.
Yeah, I'm gonna coach the Pels.
All right. Look at this, Russell. Trash Hotline, sponsored by Waste
Ryan
Pro.
Rollins, Chris.
Shout out Waste Pro.
Shout out Waste Pro.
Sorry, bro.
Ash Torn.
Excuse me?
What?
Oh, yo, hang on. It was misspelled. I put in my name, but it just wouldn't save it.
Wait
So
a
it's
minute.
What you call him, Justin?
Yeah, you know, crazy
That's
work.
the damn name.
No, you gotta
Nah.
ask him first. How do you
Nah.
pronounce your name, bro? You just don't say that on a podcast. The last game of the season with all these sponsors. You just don't say that out loud.
I had a no. I'm
Why
going,
would you
bro.
say that?
That's the name.
I'm good, bro. What?
Jesus Christ.
Ashton, what's good, cuz? How you doing?
What's good, man? This is terrible. This is fucking terrible.
What's on your heart, bro? Talk to us.
Man, it's just watching this team, bro. I regret being a fan of it.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Look, it's the problem isn't all going on. It's that they want to run it back for the third time. It's the third time they want to run it back. I'm tired of seeing this man. It's terrible. I want to build around the rookie so bad, just give him an opportunity. It sucks. And then all I got to hear is we're interested in Darvin Ham as our new head coach.
Not no more.
And you said, and I was mad because you said, "Oh man, the Bucks are interested. The Pelicans might not get him." I'm thanking God at that point. He answered my prayers. All we need to do is just get back into the draft.
Who you trading?
I'm trading Zion. The Warriors, I would feel you could trade with the Warriors. You're gonna get a bad contract back though. Like you're gonna get Jimmy Butler, expiring $50 million. You're gonna be getting that maybe. You probably got to add something, but I believe you could get that done. Maybe
That's that same area pick 5. That's at like 8 to 12. Warriors are another.
man. I
agree.
hate when I hate when I try to join in. I try to hurry up, type in my name.
Yo.
I'm reading the chat.
The chat is crazy right now, dog.
Justin played you, but that's not your fault.
Yeah.
I do think the Warriors are interesting though, Ashton.
It's either them or Hornets. Either them or Hornets, I believe.
I can't see the Hornets.
They got too late. They got too late first.
But would they want Zion though?
Depending on who they want to give up, I can see it. Maybe.
I
They already
mean,
got the thing going.
they got the two. Shout out to the Hornets too, man. They got the 1 and 2 leading 3-point shooters in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Can't have nice
would-
things, man.
Yeah.
I
Well-
like the Hornets as a trade partner though.
They got their pick and Orlando's pick.
Miles Bridges is a expiring going into next season.
Yeah.
I think he makes like 22 mil. You figure out the rest of it. Maybe get get one of those picks they have. Might not be horrible.
Chris, what was that trade package we sent over? Was it last weekend?
I don't know, man. I'm still recovering, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I just
Asher, that's my fault, man. I got one contact in. It's tough, That's all my fault.
Look what you did.
Good. It's
Look
all,
what
it's
you
all
did.
good.
Hey,
Look what you
appreciate
did.
you calling in, bro.
Look what
Appreciate
you
it,
did. Look what you did, Justin.
I feel so bad, bro. I really
yeah.
I
asked for it. Welcome to the show, man.
that was bad. Asher, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, DM me. I gotta send you a t-shirt package now.
You gotta do something.
Hey, bro, that's my bad. Luke,
Hello.
Luke,
Came
what's
on the
up,
show
man?
one time.
What's going on,
up, Luke?
guys?
How you doing,
What's
bro?
up, Luke? How you
First,
doing,
I
bro?
appreciate you guys covering throughout the season. It's got to be tough. First of all,
It's terrible.
it is terrible. Main thing I'm coming to say is I don't see any reason you keep Herb Jones. I don't see any reason you keep Trey. I think you blow the whole thing up. I don't know. I doubt they'll do it, but do you think there's a chance?
Oh, that's a good question. Justin, you got a Herb Jones picture behind you. Why don't you go ahead and answer this?
Yeah, I think it's probably time to trade Herb. Unfortunately,
I mean, I'm the biggest Herb Jones. I got a jersey signed sitting behind.
Yeah.
I love the dude to death. I met him.
yeah,
at a
so do
great
I. I
trade.
mean, yeah, he's great. He's a great player. I think it's time. You gotta start building up assets, player. He had a really bad,
Absolutely.
bad year shooting the ball. Like and defensively, you're still terrible. Like even when he plays, like defensively,
absolutely.
you're still terrible. So I don't know. I kind of like to see Herb go play for a winning team.
I would
to be
too.
honest with you. The Trey thing, I'm not ready.
He's the only shooter.
Yeah,
that is true. I don't think you're gonna. I don't know. I just
can't
don't
give up
think
the only shooter you got.
That's true. I just don't think by any I don't think by any means you compete next season. Like it don't matter who you have.
Yeah, but I mean they might score 80 if they ain't got tricks.
Chris,
at least you're getting a good pick though. I don't know who's in the class, but
Chris, what would a team like a trade package be for Trey Murphy? In all honesty,
that's what I'm curious about too.
Probably I go three firsts, a couple, maybe a young role player with some kind of upside and salary.
To me, you just
the
can't say
Desmond
no.
Bain deal.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. There you go.
I don't see
want the
Trey. I
Desmond
love
Bain
Trey.
deal.
I don't think that he can get that much better for the team though.
Hey, but when's Herb's extension kick in?
Still got another year after this, right? Because it's next year's $14 million.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
it goes
time.
to 20. So it's still not Herb. You still could do it now because it's still a manageable deal. That the extension ain't kicked in yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think you gotta try to load up like a war chest and then work with what you got. You got to be asked for a few years and then hope something I don't know, dude. It's a lost cause at this point. I don't know how I just watched all these games this year.
Salute to you, bro.
No, I try. It's hard. It's hard, but
that's crazy.
And then as far as Herb too, I think I don't know what you guys think of PV, but I really like Pete. I think he could be a great replacement and work his way into the rotation. So,
Jared, you're a big fan of PV.
Yeah. Super high IQ guy, right? Glue.
A lot more of those.
Can defend at a high rate. Got to get the shooting down. I think that's coming along, but
yeah, he shot better toward the end.
Yeah, for sure.
Luke, appreciate you, man. Thanks.
Appreciate you. Have a good one.
Luke.
All right, brother.
Strong job, bro.
All right, look, man.
I messed up.
No more, Justin. No more words with ass in it. No assets. Okay, nothing else. Nothing else.
I'm really sorry.
This is not the way to introduce the trash hotline,
bro. That was the man first time talking on the show, bro. Look what you did. Look what you did,
man. What's wrong with Chris? Mute button.
Oh no.
What's going on?
Christian,
you broke Chris. Something broke.
You broke Chris is crazy.
Damn. First astronaut Chris. Oh my god.
What's this dude doing?
I have no idea what the fuck Chris got going on. Hey man, if y'all want to come up and talk, man, I'm sharing the link right now. You know what I'm saying? Come holler at us. Give us your thoughts on the season. Tell us how much you hate us. You know what I'm saying? Or if you love us, bro, that's cool, bro. You know what I'm saying? We here to talk. Ain't nothing else to do. The Pelicans lost 132 to 126 again tonight. And Jordan Hawkins has 14 straight shots.
What do y'all think they do with Jordan Poole?
I think it's really hard to get rid of Jordan Poole.
I don't think you can get rid of him.
So you think he's coming back next year?
I think they have a choice.
I think there's a 40% chance he's probably back. Yeah.
I think the only way he's gone is if you somehow trade Zion and you can then it becomes kind of a different value prop, or maybe you can attach him. But who's taking now? Maybe at the All-Star break isn't expiring. Maybe
because the problem with Poole is you're talking about a guy who is a high. He's only effective in a high usage situation. So you have to find a team that's basically what Washington was when they took him on and says we're willing to tank and we just need somebody to chuck up shots and we're willing to take that guy on for 1 year. what team is that if the NBA is flattening out the odds? Because it doesn't make any sense then. If they flatten it all out, you don't need that guy. You don't have to pay. You don't have to take him on. So yeah, it's if you don't find somebody that you have to pair, like who are you going to pair him with as another asset? Are you trying? Because it's not, you can't pair him with DeJounte and try to give $60 million a contract to somebody. So who are you pairing him with? Because Hawk ain't no asset. The only one you have is Messi. And if you give away Messi, you got nothing at the backup center position. So it's just like Jordan Poole is a really bad asset for them to have. And I think that just no matter what Sadiq Bey does in the future, that Jordan Poole thing is that's 2 years of damage right there.
Yeah, I don't know when it's going to happen, but like, I'm pretty confident Jordan Poole ends up in Sacramento at some point in his career. Like he is. I don't know when or how, but like he's gonna, at some point he's gonna end up in Sacramento. That's I feel real good about that.
Hey, do y'all think DeJounte's at least a neutral asset at this moment, or do you think he's still negative?
DeJounte?
Yeah,
I thought he was positive. I didn't think he was negative at all. I don't know what's going on with the screen.
Yeah, I don't know. What happened?
What we doing?
I don't know.
What's
Who
happening?
hit the button? There we
This
go.
is the worst episode of the Brady Bunch ever.
This is. What was the question? Oh, DeJounte Murray, is he a negative? Yeah, I think he played himself into at least a neutral for the games he played. I mean, again, the same situation is the money, right? Like, still a money.
He's got 2 years left, right? Or is he expiring?
No,
Yeah,
one and then a player option for $31 million that I can't imagine he's turning down.
I still think he has had a positive impact on fears. Right. So that's why I have to move him into the positive portion of this. I think somebody might reach out about him, especially with his management. I think if he really wanted to get out of New Orleans, I think there's still a possibility that he might.
Then it's how you view him. If you think he's part of the future, then that's a negative. If you view him as a bridge to have, because you're not going to be able to get another veteran point guard, and you need to have one on the roster, and he can both start and and be your starting point guard or play next to Jeremiah at times next year. I think that they'll try that more if he's back. So in that regard, he's fine. But if they think that he's somebody that they need to be viewing as somebody that they can increase his value down the road, nah.
I mean, we talking about getting rid of a lot of folks like that. We talking about roster upheaval, but you got certain scenarios where I'm still kind of confused on how they go get rid of who, and DeJounte in the summer. Whoever.
You're not.
Yeah.
Speaking of
it's
that,
gonna be the same team.
Yeah, it's gonna be the same team. Shout out to the dude, I forgot his name, at Consign that helped me move some furniture. And as he was loading this furniture into our vehicle, he said, "Hey, you're the dude from Propels Talk that wants to trade everybody." And I said, "I am that guy." So shout out to that dude. He said he pulls up, watches the show. But I do want to trade everyone. Like, I don't think anyone. Like, so I am. Yeah, I have not changed that opinion. I just don't think you can go back-to-back years of winning 22 and 26 or whatever. I just don't think anyone should be safe. I really don't. I don't know that there's any move that I don't know that there's any move that would make you like worse from a wins and losses perspective next year. Like, I just don't. Like if you traded DeJounte for like a whatever, are you worse next year or better? I don't know. Like probably the same. If you traded Poole, if you traded Zion, if you traded her for just like something, anything, right? Like just and you just replace that. I think the only one that maybe you could make an argument like, okay, you lose a couple guys. And I don't even know if it would be Trey, and I don't even know if that's true. I don't know if you replace Trey with like just a run-of-the-mill vet, Sadiq Bey. Like, I don't know how many more games you lose next year than you did this year. I don't know if there's any single player that you could take off the roster, replace him with a totally replacement level player, and be worse next year.
Yeah. So let me ask y'all this, right? With the once we get through the offseason, right? I mean, it's a lot in play. We'll see ultimately what they do, right? But given the fact that next season you have the Milwaukee swap, and I mean, is there anyone that expects Giannis to be a Buck to start the season here? Is there anyone? No, everyone thinks he's gone.
I don't know.
Okay, so what would be your approach? Like, you expect that team to be bad, or I mean, at worst they're going to get you a lottery pick, but they should be worse. What would be your what would be your approach?
You can't play for picks. You play to do your plan. What's your plan? So if your plan is build around the rookies, then build around the rookies and you see where the chips fall as they may. You draft well when you have opportunities to move up. If you find a player you want to target, you do that. That's what competent front offices do. They stick to the plan. It doesn't change because the approach and how you get there may change, but the plan itself doesn't change. And I think that's the thing with the Pelicans is we keep doing this, and we're going to do this all summer, knowing that we have to talk about these things because we will have options. But the Pelicans don't operate the way we operate. The Pelicans don't operate with logic and planning of forethought. The Pelicans do shit. And so we will react when they do some shit. But none of it will feel like a cogent and coherent plan at any point. It'll just be them doing some shit. And then when you get to the fall and the new season starts, we're going to talk about what are they doing with this shit. Like, it's a cycle of shit. And we have entered this phase, the end of this season. So now the cycle has begun anew, a new cycle of shit.
Chris, what do you mean by, like, what did you mean by that we have the Bucks swap next year? So, like, how do you operate? What?
I mean, I'm just like, given, does that
because they won like significantly more games than you this year. Like, I don't, since we've started this show, I think I've said this, Justin could probably say it, like our best pick has always been our own pick. And so, like, I don't have any confidence that like we're going to be better than the Bucks next year.
Right? Yeah. But if you're the front office, like with the type of reckless or aggressive way that they have been moving, short-sighted, however you want to call it, would that influence anything that you ultimately decide to do, or do you predict that it would influence anything that they decide to do? That's what I'm trying to figure out for a team that doesn't have a draft pick in this draft.
Yeah, as crazy as it is, like I just don't know if they're thinking that far ahead.
That's fucked up, man. I can't even think a year ahead, bro.
Well, you should have just. Yeah, for sure.
Or I want anybody to answer this, but the Pelicans have a 9.8% chance to land top 4 pick.
A what?
They would, if they don't do the trade, they'd have a 9.8% chance of landing the top 4 pick.
Yeah.
Say you get fears, say you make the Queen trade, but you protect top 4.
Yeah.
How much different is your outlook tonight?
Same.
Does it change a little bit?
Same
Is it the
team.
same or does it change? Yeah, same.
It's the same because it still doesn't. It goes back to Gross' point. There's no real direction. Like, if you're telling me you have that top 4 pick and then the plan is to move some of the veterans, some of the guys in front, whether that's moving Zion, and you're putting an actual plan and you're putting real cornerstones in the place that we're building through or around, then that's different. Because at that point, I know which route we're going in. So I, as a viewer or as doing this show, I can look at it differently versus they got 3 different plans in place all at once here. So it's confusing for every fucking body. You know, whether you like you got this group that like the rookies, you got this group that likes the players back in 2019. You got musical chairs with the coaches. You got it's too much shit being moved around at once. So I think the direction would I think matters a little bit more to me than that element.
That's a good point, Chris. Yeah.
Oh, hold on, man. We got somebody on top. Go ahead, bro.
I say, they say a fool and his money are easily separated. So, it doesn't matter how many assets you give bad management. That's why I tell people, like, drafts and all this, none of that shit matters if you have bad people making the picks. Good teams figure stuff out, bad teams don't. And that's the thing is, do you have any confidence that Joe Dumars and Troy Weaver are going to make the right decisions? If you gave them all 4 picks, 1, 2, 3, and 4 in this draft, do you still have the confidence that they would get it right? For some reason, you still would think they'll mess this up. They'll trade the Banter for the Magic Beans. It's hard to have confidence that this is going to work.
Where would y'all, Jarrett, and our serious thoughts here, where would you grade, now that you've seen 82 games from Fierce, 81 from Queen, where would you grade their rookie seasons? Or I guess grade the pick, if you could, after seeing 82 games of Queen and Fierce.
Ooh, let's say Fierce at 7.
Fierce was at 7, Queen was at 13.
Yeah.
Correct?
Fierce is a C+.
C+.
Why you say that?
Can't give him an A. More so, right? Like, I think this is I think it's a good grade for him. One, because there was some failure, which is good. But also you bounce
He's grading
back.
the season, not the pick. 5, you're grading the season, not the pick, though, right?
I thought this was all in cahoots, right? This is all in combination. Like, the value of the player currently mixed in with where you drafted him at. I thought he had a really good season, right? In comparison, like, to the other players that were drafted. I don't think he had the best season that he could have possibly had. There were some ups and downs. Some things he did well, but I still think a C+ is valuable. If someone said a B-, I still accept that.
For Queen, Jared, like, I want to say this because I think it's 2 different parts, right? Because you can grade the trade an F, but I don't think Derek Queen at 13 is an F, if that makes sense. I think Derek Queen, the player, has a lot of promise. I understand he's a frustrating rookie, but once again, like, he's put up monster numbers. Obviously, tonight was, the NBA wasn't a high playing level, but Queen showed you early on, like, there were some games like, whoa, like, this dude's pretty good. The trade was terrible. I don't think the player, though, is an F, if that makes sense.
I think
give him about a C+. See what Jared said.
I'm just saying, I think it all goes together. For the next 3 to 4 years, this will follow Derek Queen. He can't even run from it. So if someone says it's an F-, I can't really. If Chung says an F-, like, I can't really argue with it, because I was going to say it's like probably like a D-, really. If I'm being generous, like, their front office put that pressure on him, and he was starting at a negative anyway. Like, to get out of the bottom, like, it was going to be impossible, right? Like, this was a really tough professor that he was going to be dealing with. Either way,
like, they wanted him to be an impact player as a rookie.
That's where they fucked up.
like everyone's like Cooper Flag, like
his values. That is directly tied to and how you build a team too. Because Dallas, what did Dallas do? Dallas said they're getting rid of everything that's in Cooper Flagg's way, right?
Yeah.
They got rid of AD. They're holding on to Kyrie for now because Kyrie can play with anybody, I guess, but they can't have no stars. But they got rid of the people who are in his way. It's the same like Knipple, the situation that he went to in Charlotte is that they needed exactly what he could do, and they put the offense. He is a unique contributor to what they do offensively, and he allows Melo to do what Melo does. For Queen, you're not going to build the offense around Derek Queen, so you have to make sure that you have a team that complements him, and you're going to compare him he's going to be compared to who the player is that gets drafted in his spot in the Pelicans pick for the rest of his life, just like we compare Luka and Trae Young. And then on top of that, he's going to be compared against the fact that does he on his own merit the kind of, position that he took at 13? And I think it's impossible for him to overcome that in his career. He has to become basically a Hall of Fame player. Like, that's what you talk about, is a guy who's going to be an all-NBA type player. And I just don't see that unless they decide to build the team completely around him. And I don't know you can do that with Derek Queen.
Justin, I'm interested to hear.
You want to bring up Austin?
Yeah.
Get
my
Austin.
bad.
Probably get out
My
of
bad.
it. Hey, smash like button. Appreciate you.
What's up, Austin, bro? Forgot you was over there, man. My bad. What's happening with you, bro?
What's good with y'all, man? Today is a great day because this spoiled gumbo over season is over with. This is a wonderful day because I ain't got to watch this shit no more. And shout out to y'all. I don't know how we crazy people. I'm a Pelicans fan and a Saints fan, so you can't hurt my feelings. But we need a plan, but we don't have a plan. I don't like none of the candidates because it's not a real coaching search. I don't know why I'm a fan. Maybe because I'm crazy, but it is what it is, man. But shout out to y'all, man. Y'all didn't have to do none of this bullshit, but y'all did.
Let me ask you this: What is your one thing going into this offseason you want to see different? One thing.
Have an actual plan. Have an actual direction they want to, go through with the future, and stick with it. But I can't depend on that. I mean, look at our roster. I mean, I would trade, Jordan Hawkins for a po' boy and a big shot, but
You ain't getting that. You ain't getting that.
But I don't know what we're gonna do. I mean, do I trust our front office? No, I don't. I mean, I can't trust ownership at this point. I mean, what is something y'all can trust going forward?
Us, this show.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I'll let the panel answer.
Besides, I hope we could trust the show.
That's a good question. We'll let the panel handle it. Appreciate it, Austin.
I appreciate y'all.
Later, bro.
Appreciate it.
Good job, Justin.
I slipped up. Yeah. Anyone want to go with that, Ross?
I trust Jesus. From a basketball perspective, with this franchise, not much. I mean, we're sitting here. We just spent half this show talking about potentially like giving Zion an early extension. They gave it to Trae last year. They gave it to Herb last year. Then made the crazy Derek Queen thing, draft day trade. Like, I don't know. Like, the only thing you could trust in uncertainty, like, or something. I'm not. No, I don't. You're not in a position. You're not in a very good position to do something like that. You've done nothing to earn my trust. What would I be putting faith in?
I can trust that. I think the rookies are going to have a good summer.
Do you think they both play summer league, Chris?
Yeah,
without a doubt. It's not even 100%.
2-3 games and they're out.
Depends on how good they play.
Yeah, no.
Depends on how good they play.
Interesting.
Because only the good ones.
Dice only played 2 or 3. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, thought Eve could have a good summer too.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
So how much trust can you have?
Trae only played one his second year.
I do agree with you.
Evil on me, Ross.
I agree with you though. In general.
Yeah, I mean, if my guys that play 82 and 81 games can't have a good summer, man, I can't have shit nice, man. I can't have anything.
I think without a doubt, I think Fears is gonna have he's gonna he in that mode. Like I think he coming back with a whole different mindset.
Yeah, but outside of just the mindset, I want to see what a summer, like what a full summer in an NBA program after playing the amount of games that they played and getting ready for year two. I want to see what it does for them physically. You know, what type of shape do they come in at? You know, does Fears, you know, how much weight does he put on? You know, what type of shape does Queen come back in? Or we having, you know, we looking at him in the summer league like, okay, he put on some more weight again. Here we go again, like having the same discussion. That's what I want to see. I want to see a full off-season program of them. Not just what they add to their game, but what type of shape do they come in at? Because that was part of, you know, the things that they needed to improve at. Queen, you know, has some physical, like most rookies, the physical grind of a full year and transitioning to what your body needs to be looking, you know, needs to be set at this level. Kind of needs to transform it going forward.
Jared, I was gonna ask, what's one thing you want to see Fears and Queen improve on? Is this
I'm so glad you asked this question. They better be playing pickup at some point together this summer. I'm not going to say exactly what I want them to improve on, but I just want to know that they better have played pickup together, worked out together, done something together. Because for the longest, we have seen players that are supposed to be our future, you know, in a tandem, not interact with each other throughout a whole summer. Like you can't get better as a team like that. You're just not. So I would hope this happens outside of Summer League, of course, outside of team mandated things. Like those two guys get together and work on their games. For Jeremiah Fears, of course, it has to be the layups, especially on the left side, right side, being able to finish. I would call Kyrie if I'm him. For Derek, it's going to be the shooting and then his ability to get stronger, right? Like he needs to be able to knock down corner threes, pick and pop threes from the top. I wouldn't shoot over the break threes if I'm him. Just wouldn't make any sense. But yeah, like that would be my two suggestions for those two guys.
Hey, Five, follow up. What you feel? How you feel about this?
That's a wild statement. Out of all tandems we have, I think those two should work well with each other, right? You got a guard that wants to get downhill. You have a big that can screen, pick and pop, and play offset screen. He likes to pass. This is like a match made in heaven. This could resemble Chris Paul and David West to a bit. I mean, like, you know, lower level, right? Like, I'm not saying exactly, right? Like, I think Derek knocked down a consistent 15-footer. Yes. I think he can become a better screener. Yes. Fears has already shown, even like in the days of him starting, like that mid-range off one leg, it's damn near automatic. That don't look like CP.
I thought
starting
so.
to pass the
so.
ball too. Lito, if I told you before the season began, Fears would shoot 33.6% from deep on 3.7 attempts. Would you take that in his rookie season, coming out of college, knowing he wasn't labeled as a shooter?
Man, coming from 27%?
Would you take that?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Would you take the percentage?
I would be happy that he's shooting that. Yes. Yes, I would.
So that's a successful. That's a successful year.
Yes,
that's a successful year.
Agreed. Listen, man, De'Aaron Fox shot the ball at 31% last year. I don't know what he's shooting right now, but it ain't great. So yeah.
And then let's see.
Hey, hold on. Before you move on, one more thing. Them 22 rebounds tonight from Derek Queen, I don't think that's nothing to sneeze at.
It's not.
No.
I know nobody was playing, but 22 rebounds is 22.
No. Hold up, Lito. There were players on the court. Derek Queen got the rebound. Don't scrub. Don't you? If we got to talk about, if we got to,
Look at it this way. This was an early preview of what they're gonna do in summer league together. Because a lot of guys they were playing with tonight are gonna be on them summer league rosters. That's the way I would look at it.
I want to hear what Grub got. I want to hear what Grub got.
Pelicans played 7 guys tonight, man. The Pelicans played 7 guys. Everybody. That's stat inflation like a mother.
Oh gosh. We can't ever celebrate anything, you know. Queen finishes.
I mean, you just gotta put some salt, a grain of salt.
Queen finishes the year 11.5 points per game, 7 rebounds, 3.7 assists. What was the stat? I think is 1 of 5 players to lead his team in assists
and rebounds.
Assists and rebounds. It was like Cooper, MJ, Queen. Forget the other two, but I mean, look, I know what you're Grubb, I know what you're gonna say. Like, I feel like you really have
Zion should be embarrassed.
That's what I said. I said Zion could lead the category in either or, because people are like, look, I got a big rebounding debate the other night, but assists are a thing of Zion. Assists are a thing of Zion, supposedly of Zion's game. Didn't see it. Queen had more assists this year. Smash the like button. Are we done?
What else we gonna say? We done for the.
We'll be live. We'll be live tomorrow.
Yeah, we part tomorrow, then we done. It's
Hey, appreciate the super chat, guys. Ezekiel,
my dog,
Chuck Nola. Appreciate y'all. Another year in the books, guys. Appreciate y'all. Lido, Chris, Ross, Jarrett, Grubb. It's been a year. Call it now. Then make the play in next year.
I gotta see the team. I can't
call it now, Lido. Do they make the play in next year?
I don't know who on the team next year.
Do you trust the front office to make the moves to get into the play-in round next year?
No.
They're in the play-in next year.
Chris believes. Ross.
No, I mean that shouldn't be a crazy thing to believe in.
I mean, they won 20 games the past 2 years, Chris. Like,
no, I mean, I understand though, but it's not like it takes like 50 wins to make the damn play-in. Like, I mean, I don't feel like I'm taking a large leap here.
Who in the bottom 5 is?
I think that's a large leap, Chris.
Well, shit, they finished 11th this year.
Below you. Yeah, but there was 4 teams actively trying to lose.
Leo, we're such losers.
You still finished with, like, you were trying to win the entire second half of the season, and all them teams behind you were not trying to win at all, and you barely cleared them. You barely cleared them. Like, there's 21 and there's a 24 in there, and there's another 26 in there. You didn't like clear them well. Like, these dudes were they weren't even trying to win. They were sending out lineups that were actively just not NBA rosters, and the Pelicans were struggling against them.
Girl, DeJounte Murray told me he was here. He told me he was here to make change. He told me he was here to make things change and make things happen and put out a competitive team. He said he was trying to make the playoffs, and they were 11 games behind the 10th seed. Okay, you give them a full year, they're making a play-in, bro. I don't make the rules, man.
Ooh,
I'm all in, y'all.
Hey,
yo.
It's better. It's better than saying ass torn.
I said, for the record, ass torn, Bob. The ass torn. That's just my bad, man. Okay, I thought I said ash, so I don't know where ass came from, but you know, people just like to lie. And also shout out to these guys. None of y'all came up tonight to talk, but
why? Don't shout them out then.
You gotta shout them out, bro.
To hell with them. They were scared. They were scared in the moment.
And I lost. They
want to hate
to
you.
Ross tonight.
They want to hate you privately.
They finished with 26 wins.
That's why I was kind of laughing. Chris was like, "You don't need 50 wins to make the play in." I'm like, we don't have 50 in the last 2 years combined.
Oh,
don't worry, dog. They're gonna win. No, they win. They're winning 43 next year, man.
Chris,
I'm worried.
43. All right, we'll be live again tomorrow. We'll be live Monday, Tuesday, Grub will have a show one of the days. Appreciate y'all, man. I think this is one of the worst. I think this was our worst season of the year. So the fact that y'all kept showing up, appreciate y'all. All right, smash the like button. We'll see y'all tomorrow night.
Hey, you dropped your wallet. And this just in, attorney Scott Vickner was seen chasing an ambulance. Wow.
For real?
But that's David Vickner, not Scott. I'm still confused.
Ambulance chaser?
Hey, you dropped your mom?
My wallet. Oh, thanks, Dave.